Hi, this is Bruce with BSVP on site. We're here with Viveka von Rosen, the LinkedIn expert. And a lot of people ask, like, they say they're on LinkedIn, but then they don't know why they're on LinkedIn. Some advice for people who are on LinkedIn really don't know how to use it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people got on LinkedIn because they either were told they needed to or they were looking for a job or something like that. But there's a couple things about LinkedIn that you want to be aware of. First of all, great place for personal branding. And you don't have to pay for a website, and you don't have to pay for SEO or search engine optimization. You just show up on Google. So it's a really good idea if you're on LinkedIn to have a good profile. So that's the first part. Take a little bit of time to build out the different sections. The other thing is, like you said, people just like get in there and maybe they upload their contacts and they do nothing with it. But the power of LinkedIn is using its different features, you can find and pretty much connect or engage with almost anyone that you're wanting to engage with, whether that is a potential client, customer, vendor, employee, strategic partner, so someone in PR such as yourself. So whether you want to get introduced to them through a mutual friend or send them a message because you're already connected, which has a better open rate than email, which is good to know. Pay for an in-mail, whatever method you choose to use, and LinkedIn has a lot of them. You really, I think, above and beyond most of the social networks, can find exactly who you're looking for and reach out to them in some way, shape, or fashion.
So initially, how do I ask someone to be not a friend but a connection? Because sometimes I'll get connection requests and it's just the default.
Well, and that's a little bit LinkedIn's problem. Both the mobile app now, they made it so that you could customize the messages. Now they've taken that away. So, most of the ways to connect to people, it sends a default message. So if you do want to take that step and reach out to someone you don't know, it's best to go to their profile picture and either click on the connect button there, or even better, you can save them as a prospect or save them to contacts, and then from your contacts actually customize a nice message. And then you don't have to jump through the hoops saying how you know them. But a lot of people feel uncomfortable just reaching cold reaching out, almost like a cold call, right? Plus you're limited to 3,000 ever on LinkedIn. So introductions are, in my opinion, one of the best uses of LinkedIn and by far the most underutilized tool. And it's just like if you were at a conference like this, I could walk up to you, shove my hand in your face and introduce myself, which our friend Sue might do, but I love Sue.
She's on Instagram, which is totally different. And you can do that on Instagram.
You can do that on Instagram. But I would feel more comfortable waiting until you were talking to someone I knew, or even say, hey, do you know who that is? And having them introduce us. And so LinkedIn does the exact same thing.
And what is the difference between an endorsement and a recommendation?
Recommendation. Yeah, so an endorsement's like a Facebook like. I mean, it's just a click. And usually you'll get endorsements from people you don't know or don't know well for things you don't do. LinkedIn has some bizarro algorithm, and it pushes out, hey, endorse Viveka for. I had underwater basket weaving just as a test. I got 78 endorsements for that before I got rid of it. So nonetheless, it's an opportunity for you to get in touch with someone. So if you got an endorsement from someone who you've lost touch with or who would make a good connection, then you can always just hover over that endorsement and say, thank you for endorsing me. And that might lead to a conversation that leads to more business. Recommendations are long-form testimonials. So it's someone who actually knows you well, hopefully, writing a recommendation for you. And a good practice is if you already have testimonials, say on your website, find the person on LinkedIn, connect to them if you're not connected, and say, hey, you wrote me this great testimonial 5 years ago, I've had it on my website, would you mind refreshing it? Here it is, here's what I suggest. And then usually people are more than happy to do that, which does three things actually. Gets you top of mind with them, allows you to reconnect with them, and gets you another recommendation, which, by the way, the more recommendations you have on LinkedIn, the higher you show up under those keywords that might be in that recommendation in LinkedIn search. So there's a lot of benefits.
And how can someone find out more about you, connect with you?
Sure. Actually, right now, let's keep our fingers crossed. If you Google LinkedIn Expert, my LinkedIn profile is the first one that shows up. I'm at LinkedIn Expert on Twitter. I'm at LinkedIn Expert on Instagram, which I'm barely ever on. And if you go to linkedin.com/in/LinkedIn Expert, you'll find me there. And if you go to linkedintobusiness.com, that's my website. And I'm Viveka at linkedintobusiness.com.
And all that information will be scrolling across your screen. Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
This is Bruce with BSVP On Site.